Welcome to a platform where we debate on the top stories of the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and other leagues with the best in the world of sports. You'll also get interviews with many athletes and media talents at several basketball events, including the WNBA and college basketball. My name is Rafique Louison, and this is Nothing But That Sports Talk. Welcome to another episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk. I'm Rafique Louison on hand, and joining me, this guy manages Joy DeAngela and Bailey Jackson, who's been on my show three times, and we actually bump heads at the Fanatics Fest. Jason Holzman, the manager for some of the best in sports media and entertainment. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate that wonderful intro, sir. Happy to be here, man. How's everything?
Yeah, everything's going fine. I mean, we knock on the door for the NFL season and the WNBA playoffs, but we'll get to that in a minute. Why don't you start off with like how the whole management and sports entertainment started off for you?
Yeah, so been doing this stuff for a while, man. So I officially launched my company in 2017, Positive Vibe Entertainment. Managing different sports content creators, influencers, just any kind of entertainer, right? Also worked in the music space quite a bit, so managing rappers and producers and songwriters and things like that. The short version of, I guess, how I got started, born and raised here in Baltimore. Just was always a huge sports fan, music fan, entertainment fan growing up. 2010 rolls around. I'm graduating high school, meet a couple music artists from the city, just start working with them, start learning the intricacies of music and how things work and stuff like that. Fast forward a few years, I started blogging for a couple popular hip hop websites. Started dabbling into PR and just different marketing initiatives and things like that. And just started building a network. Social media is popping off at the time. I'm like kind of dipping my feet into everything. And 2017 rolls around and I'm working for the Baltimore Orioles at the time, the baseball team. And I had like a job in the ticketing department, doing stuff I didn't really want to do, but it was cool working for the Orioles nonetheless. And my boy Gowie, the kid Gowie, my first client, he put out that LeBron video, which I'm sure you saw, the one where he's like impersonating LeBron in the gym. And yep, there you go. Yep, you got it on. And that video went like unbelievably viral. So, him and I are from the same area. I reached out to him after that and was like, hey man, everything you're doing is amazing. This is cool. Like, love what you're doing. Would love to sit down and talk. I'm starting my company, see what you got going on, see if I can help. We had a meeting. I told him, what I thought I could do for him, and the rest is kind of history. So started officially managing Gowie in 2017. 2019, end of 2018, beginning of 2019, I got connected with Joy and we started working together as well. She's incredible. She's done a lot of amazing things. Then I started managing Bionic Brooks shortly after that. Talented, basketball player, professional dunker, model, content creator, etc. So we started working together, and then just a few months ago started managing Bailey. I met her this past NBA All-Star weekend. She has a lot of amazing things going on. She was looking for management. We had a conversation, and the rest is kind of history, bro. So yeah, I've found my way here the last 4 or 5 years, and it's been a fun journey to say the least.
That's very nice. The fact that you managed to like connect with all these up and coming sports entertainment individuals, that's how you grow your platform and what you're doing and bringing positive vibes. See, I would
For
see.
sure, for sure. I like that. I like that play on words there. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's always God's plan to make sure that everything's in order when you start your company and bring together all these individuals. And obviously, the first individuals you just mentioned, I've seen them like do a lot of not just do a lot of content creating, but he's also like getting all these invite events to all these sports entertainment events around the world. I mean, like when you know that you made an impact with these people's lives, like how impressed are you are with yourself?
Yeah, I mean, with everything I've been able to accomplish over the last 5, 6, 7 years, it's crazy. I have a lot of those like wow moments for sure. You started off being just a huge fan of all this stuff, and then now you're bumping shoulders and working alongside, those types of people as well. So yeah, man, I'm super proud of myself. Super proud of my clients though. Like they're the ones that kind of keep this engine moving. Like what I always say is I'm a good manager. I get the job done, but none of these brands and none of these athletes and other entertainers want to work with us if it wasn't for my clients, obviously. So I take pride in being able to help guide them and get them opportunities and get them in the right door and all that kind of stuff. But it's all about them, man. And I think that's why I've had a lot of success. Just kind of putting the clients first. But yeah, man, super proud to say the least. A lot of hiccups along the way. It wasn't always pretty. Financially speaking, you don't start to see success immediately. So it takes some time and some grinding and things like that. But yeah, bro, super proud. Super, super proud. I have one of those like never satisfied attitudes. So if I accomplish something really cool, I'm like, wow, that was great. Now what? You know what I mean? So yeah, we got a ways to go, but I couldn't be happier where I'm at, where my company's at, and where my clients are headed. So yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. And you talk about Bailey Jackson. She's been a guest on my show like over a year ago when we talk about some WNBA and NBA stuff, and pretty much talking about her career in general. And a year later, she got connected with you. I see you.
Yep,
I see you guys for the first time in the Fanatics Fest, and we'll get to that experience in a minute. But
for
what,
sure.
like, what do you think that Bailey Jackson brings to like the sports media entertainment from your own perspective and somebody managing her right now?
Yeah, Bailey's great, man. Bailey is somebody that's super knowledgeable, number one, which is the most important thing for the type of stuff that she does. She's very good at taking like a broad story and kind of telling like the intricacies of it, and breaking down like certain aspects of a headline that not everybody else is talking about. So Bailey's super talented. She puts in the work. She does the research. She's not just like turning on the camera and just talking and whatever comes out comes out. Like she really takes her time with it. So I think the work ethic, just her passion in general, like you've talked to her, you know her, like she just cares, man. And that's first and foremost. The other thing that has led to Bailey's success from my vantage point is the consistency. Like if you follow Bailey, like Bailey Jackson Sports, by the way, for everybody watching, if you follow her page, her IG or TikTok or Threads, whatever, she's posting almost every day. And then there's times where she's posting multiple times a day. And I think this influencer, content creator, entertainer world is so cutthroat in the sense of there's thousands of influencers and entertainers doing this stuff that if you're not being consistent, if you're not constantly in front of people's faces, if you're not putting out quality content, you're just going to be forgotten about, unfortunately. So I think Bailey just, yeah, man, her knowledge, the consistency, and just how much she cares, I would say, are her three strongest suits. And she's been able to accomplish a lot already. And the cool part is she's still young in her career. So I can't wait to see like where she'll be 6 months, a year, 5 years. Like I think the sky's the limit for her for sure. But yeah, man, just the fact that she cares, I think that's probably her biggest attribute at the moment.
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, she literally keeps it's so sweet when posting some of the best news stories that came out in recent months. That's just and then
Yeah,
that's what it takes to be a dedicated sports content creator and a commentator. And that can lead to all certain interviews with certain athletes, like what Joy was doing with the G League and the Big Three.
yep.
Joy, man, let me tell you something. I've been on a lot of Twitter spaces with Joy, and she's very entertaining on Twitter Space and in the videos. I even see a video every time every time like the Miami Heat would win, she would talk about it. Every time she lose, she
For
would talk about
sure.
it. And she even
Yep.
did a video of her dance and say, "Go New York, that take the rap back with you when her Heat defeated by the Knicks in the second round."
Hey man, we ain't gonna get into all that. She'll get mad at me if I talk about that loss. But
But let's but just talk about the old narration that Joy brings to the sports industry from.
yeah, Joy is another one, very similar to Bailey. Like she just cares, man. She's incredibly passionate. She's very knowledgeable. You know, there's like a stigma around female content creators in the sports space of like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about and this, that, and the third. First of all, I think that's a load of crap, honestly. But I can safely say for Bailey and Joy, like that's not the case. They know what they're talking about. They care. And Joy is just another workhorse, man. Like she gets after it. Like you said, she's done work with the NBA, the Big Three, the G League, like she's all over the place. So, you know, I'm very proud of how far she's come as well. And I think, you know, Joy's not afraid to give her opinion, right? Like if she feels a certain way about something, she's gonna speak on it. And her biggest like success story has been her interview skills. So she's gotten to sit down with some of the biggest people in the NBA. I mean, she had that Dr. J interview last year that went super viral.
It was on First Take. Yeah, we can't
Was
forget.
on first take. I mean, we had Molly name dropping Joy. Like that was a crazy moment. Then the NBA had booked her to do interviews during media day for the Suns. So she got to sit down with KD and Booker and like she's just great, man. I think also what makes Joy incredible is that whether she's talking to, you know, the average person on the street or she's sitting down with LeBron James or whoever it might be, like she's the same way. She doesn't get like shaken by the moment. She doesn't get like starstruck or anything like that. She's very professional. She's very good at what she does. And again, sky's the limit for her too, bro. Like she's great. She's great. So, you know, getting to work with her, getting to work with Bailey, it's been amazing, bro. Feel very lucky to have those two. And I think like both of them are like destined for big things. So yeah.
Yeah, they're all tested big things. Even the hip hop artists that you connected with, I mean, they're performing on stage and bringing a lot of engagement to the hip hop industry. I mean, and this
Yep.
is really my Win Sports Entertainment type of episode for those who are just tuning in case I haven't mentioned that yet. Like, what do you think that the entertainment side does for your company when it comes to like performing on stage and hip hop and R&B?
Yeah, so music is like what started Positive Vibe, man. I got to shout out my boy Malik Farad. He's the first artist I ever worked with back in 2010. He's actually the one that came up with the concept of Positive Vibe. So I don't want that to get lost in anything. But music's always been the pulse of everything, bro. Like that was my first passion when I was blogging back in the day. Like I mentioned, that was for music and hip hop websites. So I just always loved music, always loved hip hop. And I think like the idea that somebody or a group of people can create a song and that song can impact millions of people is like the coolest thing in the world to me. So I've always just loved seeing that happen. You see, you know, fans getting to meet artists and producers that I work with, and it's like, whoa, like, you know, I'm sure you have a favorite song, a favorite artist, like that feeling
I
you
have a
get.
lot of favorite songs. DJ
Yeah, man.
Jason
Yeah.
Johnson, I came up.
Yeah, right. So like if
I did
you
it. That was one of my favorite songs. And there's a lot of hip hop artists I
for
listen to as
sure.
a
For
teenager.
sure. And
So
the coolest part, like for those artists that you're fans of and the ones I'm fans of, they would say that the fact that what they created in their studio with their friends, and like I said, then impacts millions of people like you and me, it's unbelievable. So I think, you know, I never want the music side to go away from anything that Positive Vibes doing. I don't manage like a ton of rappers anymore. I got a couple producers and songwriters. Shout out to my guy YG Beats. He did a few really big songs this year. He did a couple songs on Nicki Minaj's album R&B and Barbie Dangerous. He did Kalii's Area Codes record that just went platinum not too long ago. I got my first plaque because of that. So, you know,
yeah,
music will go
Cali's a
anywhere.
bang. That song was a banger.
Big time song. Shout out to Kaliii. Shout out to everybody a part of that song. But yeah, man, it's amazing. It's amazing. So music's not going anywhere. It'll always be a passion. I love it. And I'm not saying I wouldn't manage like a bunch of artists down the line, but I've just kind of found a lane
It's
with
a
the
matter of not managing too much artists since you found that lane with sports.
correct. And I think like just the overall thing about positive vibe is I don't want to get in a situation where I'm managing too many people. Like I'm very much quality over quantity when it comes to the way I've created my management company. I know other management companies will sign 100 people and hope that 10 of them work out. I want to sign a smaller amount and make sure all of them work out. So, but yeah, man, music's not going anywhere at all. Still a big passion, and I love it just as much as the sports stuff for sure.
Well, sports and music. Well, music is definitely didn't go anywhere when we was at the Fanatic Fest a few weeks ago.
Man, no kidding, bro. No kidding. That was
And I saw Bailey for the first time in real life. But
yeah, right. That was cool.
I
Right. I
got,
was gonna say we
I
just
got
randomly ran into each other.
everything. I mean, come on. I got to witness
Yeah.
a live recording of ESPN First Take. I got to take pictures with Chris Mad Dog Russo, that young 16-year-old kid that won gold at the Olympics in track and field. He was interviewed by the guys from the Pivot Podcast. I got pictures with the guys from Pivot Podcast and some Ryan Clark. I even got to witness interviews by Tim Rooks interviewing some many different athletes and influencers. And
Yeah.
I interviewed like this LIU gymnastics. Her name's gonna come up like later in the conversation. I got to interview like watch her interview Sabrina Nescu, Adam Silver, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the panel.
Yep. That one was cool. That one was great. Shout out to Taylor. Yeah.
Me and Bailey we got to see so many different panels from Taylor Rhodes and Stephen A. Smith. They really brought engagement to sports fans, but fans all across the world coming together for that 3-day event. And you see so many different media professionals. I got to witness Hannah Storm and Sarah Kustok do a live recording for the iHeartRadio like seriously. And yeah, obviously Christina Williams and Miles, they were there. Shout out to them for their work at the Fanatic Fest. But
Yep.
besides the points, there's so many different days. There's a lot of activations, but yeah, I'm always mostly there just for the live recordings and taking the photos with the influencers that were there. And I even got to get some video recording of the celebrities walking through the 4040 hub. Walking in the 4040 hub that you and Bailey was in. And obviously we get into that because you and Bailey were in the 4040 hub and I wasn't. So how was that atmosphere like inside the 4040 hub for those that didn't get to go in?
Yeah, the 4040 pop-up club situation was crazy. It was surreal. I have some friends that work over at Rock Nation. So they were able to help get me in there, get us in there. And then shout out to my boy Nana from Under Armour. He's the one that also helped me and Bailey get in there the first day too. But yeah, man, it was crazy. Every big time celebrity and rapper that was at Fanatics Fest was in there. So, Jay-Z was in there all 3 days. Of course, it's 4040 Club's his. He was there, Travis Scott, Quavo, Carmelo, Michael Rubin was in there, Khaled, like just all of these big time celebrities. And I think for me, it was really cool being able to like be in a room like that. It's not the first time I've been around like high profile celebrities and whatnot, but being in that environment where all of them were there at the same time and you kind of have like one of those like, oh wow, okay, this is cool, this is crazy. Like I like to embrace those kind of moments as they're happening, because I don't ever want to get like complacent or think like this stuff's not cool. At the end of the day, what I get to do for a living is awesome, and I don't want to shy away from that. However, this is the kind of conversations me and Bailey were having during it and after it. It's like, hey, let's embrace how cool this is. But like Bailey, you belong in this club. Like Jay, you belong in this club. So, you know, while it's a surreal moment and you get to meet somebody like Jay-Z, who I grew up idolizing and loving from an artist standpoint. It's crazy. It's crazy. But from a business standpoint, you have to manifest it and you have to believe that you belong in these kind of rooms. So, Yeah, man, it was a crazy experience. Everybody in there, just the energy was great. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughter, a lot of fun. Music, drinks, food, networking. Like it was cool. It was cool to say the least. So felt blessed that, we were able to be in there. And yeah, man, it was cool. It was cool to say the least.
This is what happens when you're managing sports and entertainment professionals. I mean, it leads you walking into VIP doors like that.
Yeah, man.
Take
Yep.
the experience for granted because you never know when all that's going to stop. I'm not trying to be discouraging or anything.
No, no, no. You're right though.
Hold on to the connections that you have right now because you never know when it's going to stop.
You're 100% correct, man. And again, that's why, like, as a manager, I can take a step back and be like, okay, my clients are the reasons why we're getting into certain places. And, even if I have a couple connections to help get us through the door, fine. But like, it's all about the clients. It's like I said in the beginning, it's, you got to be selfless in that sense. As a manager, you got to put your clients in the forefront and allow them to shine. And, being in rooms like that is what is going to lead to bigger opportunities down the line. You meet people, you set up opportunities in the future, and yeah, man, you're right. Can't take it for granted though at all. It could all be gone in an instant. So I've told myself that for a while for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the final question talking about that, like, what have you and Bailey learned from your own personal experience being at the Fanatic Fest, and how you guys plan to like build off of that experience going forward?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a learning thing as much as a reminder of just how powerful sports are. Shout out to Michael Rubin and the Fanatics team. Like every major sports entity was there. And it's like there's tens of thousands of attendees and, young kids having fun doing the different activations and memorabilia and sports cards and just all these things. And it's like you sometimes forget just how powerful sports are and how they can impact so many people. So again, I felt like I've always known that, but it was a good reminder to kind of see the entire sports world in one setting. And it was surreal. Like it was just so cool. Like there was something for everybody, right? So like even forgetting the 40-40 club part and like the celebrity-ness and things like that, I think just like being able to see the sports world come together for, I guess this was like the first of its kind. I can't recall another sports convention like this, at least to this capacity. So, just a reminder of how powerful sports are. And I think for me, from a business standpoint, it was just inspiring, man. Like, all of these people, like, you look up for someone like me, you look up to the Michael Rubins of the world, the Gary V's of the world, and like some of these other incredibly successful entrepreneurs and businessmen who have worked their behinds off for years and years and years to have all of these relationships, to be able to get every top athlete and every top celebrity in the building just off the strength of strong relationships and creating a cool environment. So I think for me, like just seeing all of that in real time and seeing how it played out was unbelievably inspiring. I think I learned like trying to think something I specifically learned. Like hearing some of the panel discussions were cool, like getting to see Tom Brady and Stephen A. Smith having a conversation.
I was there
Like,
for that one. That was a
yeah,
good
that
conversation.
one was cool. Like you get to see like the humanness of Tom Brady. I thought that was kind of cool. And just like I said, just overall motivational and inspirational. Like, I want to get to a point where I can, one day be able to put out an event like that has that type of traffic and those types of high profile people there. So I mean it was really incredible, man. It came together last minute. Shout out to our guy Arden from Fanatics.
Shout
He
out
he
to him.
showed
I
up.
was just about to mention his name when you were done talking.
Yeah,
Beat me to the punch. Yeah, shout out to him.
yeah.
I
Arden
general
Arden looked out.
General admissions is the best it's best you can do, but it's better than nothing. Because come on now,
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
anytime you have
And
a coworker from the inside help you get in with complimentary tickets, if not as media, it's something to behold. So you
Yeah,
got to give the guy his props.
for sure. No, Arden was incredible. He looked out for us the whole weekend, got us where we needed to go quickly and everything like that. So big shout out to Arden. But again, like, for yourself, for Bailey, for all the other people that Arden brought out there, it's a testament to the good work that you do, the good work that Bailey does, because Arden's not just going to let anybody in there and just get passes for anybody. So, it's again one of those reminders of like, I belong here, but I'm thankful that I carry myself a certain way that,
Well, oh yeah.
need
Also,
the opportunity.
shout out to my girl to my friend Shantae Harlett, who was able to come with me to the Fanatics Fest for the final 2 days.
Fire.
After I came.
Awesome.
So I was able to like somehow get her in as well with my connections.
Hey, you put in the work, bro. People know who you are. People know who you
That's
are.
what I have to do. I have to be a good friend. It's not every day you get a free access to any kind of sports festival in the New York area. And
100%.
this is the first time the Fanatics Fest tried something like this, and I'm always going to be thankful for this experience.
Yeah, and I know that they have the next one happening in November in Orlando, I think,
And then
and
after
then
that,
Los Angeles next
after
year.
that,
So,
yeah, and after that, I believe they're doing one in Philadelphia. At least that's what Patricia Rogers tweeted. Patricia,
okay,
those wrestling girls, shout out to her for also putting some work in the Fanatic Fest as well. At least that's what Patricia Rogers tweeted. But yeah.
gotcha.
All
That's
right.
what's up, man. Yeah, no, Fanatics Fest was special, bro, for sure. That was really happy I was able to be there for it. So yeah.
Yeah. Now we get to the final topic of the show, WNBA talk. And yeah, as you kind of seen, the Minnesota Lynx and Phoenix, the Minnesota Lynx and the Connecticut Sun all clinched a playoff spot this past week. Joined the New York Liberty, who clinched a playoff spot like a week prior, just straight coming off the Olympic break. But what you expect?
Right.
Top seed in WNBA, even though they did take it out against the Connecticut Sun, but they bounced back and got a win against the Phoenix Mercury.
Yep.
Yeah, the Lynx is surprising. Connecticut Sun, you know how good they are. They're reminded about that loss to the New York Liberty last year. So, they're going to come in hot, especially after picking up Marina Mayberry in the trade prior to the Olympic break. And
For
I
sure.
ask this question. Do you think that the New York Liberty will hold on to the number one seed before we get to the start of the playoffs, or will the Lynx or the Connecticut Sun surpass them?
I think anything's possible, right? That's the easy answer. I do think the Liberty are just too strong, man. Like Sabrina is just, they're special over there. So yeah, I don't know. Like the rest of this regular season should be entertaining to say the least, and good basketball on the horizon. But kind of think the Liberty get it done this year, man. I think they hold on to the one seed. I think they cruise through the playoffs and the championship, and kind of rolling with the Liberty over here. That's my gut.
Yeah, we got to roll for the New York Liberty in some shape or form. Come on now. You got
Yeah.
It's New York stand up. New York stand up.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
you're going to bounce back from a loss against a certain team who has the mindset of three-peating, but they've had their ups and downs this season. They were 66 starting the season. Chelsea Gray comes back. They start winning cool up until they lost to the Chicago Sky. They started the season off kind of shaky, but they did
Right.
pick up a big win against Chicago Sky, courtesy of Asia Wilson's buzzer beater, who
That
after
was
a
crazy.
comeback surge from the Chicago Sky, capped up by Kitty Carter's game tied three-pointer. And then, yeah, Asia Wilson puts a 42, but couldn't get the win against the Dallas Wings. So I got to ask you this. Do you think that, do you still believe that Asia Wilson can carry the Aces to another championship, if not this season, then the next, with the way things have regressed this year?
Yeah, I mean, whether it's this season, next season, the season after that, I mean, Asia's one of those players, obviously, that like, she can change the course of an entire team. So, like again, I do think the Liberty are gonna take it this year, but I mean, Asia's a difference maker out there, man. Like just the type of energy she brings to the table, the skill set, like the star power, all of that kind of stuff plays a big role. So I would never count Asia out, by any means. So, yeah, like to answer your question, she definitely could. Will it be enough this year? I don't know. But yeah, man, I mean, Asia's Asia at the end of the day. Like there's obviously a lot of attention on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and things like that, but like don't forget about the top dog either. You know what I mean? Like Asia's still Asia. So yeah, I would never count her out ever in any capacity. and it wouldn't like shock me if the Aces made another run this year. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like I said, I think the Liberty are just a little too strong, and for some reason, it feels like it's Sabrina's time too. Like she just
Yeah,
got the gold
exactly.
medal. You
That's
know
what
what I
I'm saying.
mean?
Come on.
Yeah. So yeah, my gut says the Liberty got it, but counting Asia out would be crazy too. So yeah, it should be fun though. It should be an exciting month and a half ahead of us for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait for the WBA to come in hot during the final weeks of the regular season and the playoffs.
Yep. And then the NBA is right around the corner. So it's like they set it up really well where, you get the focus solely on the W, like while the season's happening, while, the NBA is finishing up and during the off season. And like just the fact that it goes right into it, I think is great for basketball fans. And just women's basketball as a whole has been unreal the last few years, man. I think I'm still a little bit more into college basketball on the women's side and really on the men's side too, to be honest with you. But yeah, the W's in really good hands like moving forward, bro. I think like we're kind of just starting to see what it can really become. And it's exciting. It's really, really exciting. I just saw they did a big they just got the TV rights recently, I think.
Yeah, they got a TV deal with NBC and Amazon Prime. So
Yeah, like
the NBA and the WNBA returned to NBC. Round
yeah,
ball,
it's
all
like that alone. That's the type
right.
of stuff that I was gonna say. That's the type of stuff that grows the game. They're gonna continue to expand the teams and everything like that. So the W's in amazing shape, bro. So I'm very excited to see kind of what the future holds. But yeah, to answer your question, Asia can't count Asia out ever. But I do think it's the Liberty's time to shine. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, we go see. And all right, just one last question before I let you go. I mean, what advice do you have for people that are looking to like manage sports entertainment individuals in the business?
Yeah. It's a couple different things. It's know what your goal is, right? Like know what your purpose in doing this stuff. Why do you want to manage somebody? And then if you're an entertainer, why do you want to be an entertainer? Like what are you actually trying to accomplish? So I think it sounds cliche, but knowing your why is so important. Whether, like I said, whether you're in front of the camera as the entertainer, you're behind the scenes like me, just knowing why you're doing this. And then the second biggest thing is just networking. Like you have to be able to network. You have to try to get into as many rooms as you can. You have to try to be an asset more than a requester, right? Like if you meet somebody, figure out what they need, figure out how you can help them before you start to ask for things for them or try to figure out what they can do for you. And it's just like never giving up, man. Again, a lot of these things are cliche, but it's true, bro. Like when I first started my company, I quit a comfortable job at the Orioles and, kind of like jumped out there not knowing what was going to happen, but having confidence that I knew what I was doing, being dedicated, being passionate about it is why, I've been able to find some success with it. And then I would say consistency, like continue to always like you have the same way that content creators and influencers have to be consistent with their content. You have to be consistent with trying to build new relationships and trying to, secure new deals and do email blasts and attending events and all of these different things. Like none of it comes overnight. So yeah, those are kind of the few things I would say. Knowing your why, being passionate, networking your behind off, and just kind of never giving up, bro. Like again, a lot of that is cliche, but it's all true at the same time. So yeah, man, that's it. Be an asset, number one. Always be an asset.
Yeah, and that wraps up this episode. Nothing but that sports talk with Sports Entertainment. Thank you, stopping by, Jason Holzman. I really
Yes, sir.
on. I mean, I know this is like a rare time for you to be interviewed than organizing the interviews, but you know what? I'm glad you're able to come through and you felt comfortable doing it like you've been doing it for years.
100%. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, maybe I need to start doing more interviews. We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate you reaching out. Appreciate you having me on. Continue doing what you're doing too, man. I love all the content, love the passion you got. So, keep doing your thing, man. You're doing some great work out here for real.
Exactly. For Jason Holzman, Rafique Louison, we'll see you next time and enjoy the rest of the WNBA and the upcoming NFL season. And yeah, NBA 2K comes out next week.
Perfect.